So then you would be fine with if I was a sidekick.
Oh, yeah, sure, I guess.
Are you serious, my brother?
Washed out on the school tuition we pay them.
Growing up, I used to love this movie called Sky High. I don't know how many people remember it, but if you've seen it, you know it's for sure a Disney classic. This movie is for sure the inspiration behind My Hero Academia. Not actually, but there are a lot of similarities. They used to play this movie all the time on Disney Channel, and I would love it when they did. I remember it being so much fun to watch. Let's get into this Disney UA and see if it's still good or do I have rose-colored glasses. The movie starts with a narrator talking about the top heroes, the Commander and Jetstream. The Commander reminds me of All Might. Or Homelander. The narrator is Will, and those are his parents. He wants to live up to the family name, but he's a quirkless freak, so he has to fake his powers.
Oh, hey Dad, just trying to get a few sets in before school.
Low weights, high rep, huh?
What?
It's nice to know that you'll still be around to save the world.
No, you ain't.
This Layla chick comes over and she has plant powers, but she's also a nerd.
I've got plenty of eggs, bacon.
You know how my mom can communicate with animals? Apparently they don't like being eaten.
The parents are called for an emergency, so they leave, and the kids watch the news to see that they got this big robot roaming the streets. Where do they live that this just casually happens on a Monday morning? Like, bro, someone in the city or nearby was building the Iron Giant and no one bats an eye, huh? Oh, brother. This man is being carried to fly around. Homelander would wash this man.
Josie, you've got to stop babying the boy.
You want to talk. You're getting carried around like a baby right now.
Goes down.
So did the hundreds of people that the robot fell on.
What's your name, freshman?
Will Stronghold.
Everyone, it's Will Stronghold, son of the Commander in Jetstream. My name's Ron Wilson, Sky High bus driver.
We're going off-road. Here we go.
The big homie Ron Wilson picks them up for school and he activates the vehicle on some magic school bus and takes them to school. Sky High is the school for superhero kids, so it's floating to hide from the supervillains. But I think they'd notice if a school bus just started blasting off like a NASA rocket.
Fantastic! We'd be happy to collect that $15 new student fee.
The student body president shows up to help the students, and she got this man looking at her like she's prime Nia Long. Fake Kamala Harris shows up on some fairy godmother and ushers in the class of freshmen. She talks about hero placement, which is basically the gifted classroom versus the normal kids, but for heroes.
Comets away!
There will be no whiner babies. Are we clear?
The gym teacher shows up and he warns the kids not to be whiner babies and makes everyone test out their powers. I thought this scene was so clean as a kid because they had people with powers like this rock dude and Layla's powers. I wonder what power I would have had. Maybe I would have been like the Rock Hulk. Or probably just turned into a puddle of urine. You know what?
Name's Zach. Boomer, try not to...
Sidekick. Flower child. Let's go.
I believe in only using my powers when the situation demands.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
They take a break for lunch and they introduce War and Peace, and he's mad because Will's dad busted his dad. After lunch, everyone gets their placements and most of them are well deserved. What kind of quirk is glowing in the dark? You shouldn't even be in this school with that mess. Will doesn't have any powers, so the PE teacher tries to kill him twice. Will goes to the nurse and she tells him he might be a late bloomer or just powerless like Ron Wilson. So what if he's just powerless? Do they kick him out? They need to kick out Puddle Boy over here.
The kids who get bit by radioactive insects, their powers usually show up the next day. But kids who inherit their powers, they die. Ooh, look at...
Will gets home and the dad takes him to the secret sanctum for the first time, and it's basically just a man cave and whatnot. Will wants to tell him that he has no powers, but he's too scared.
Morning, class. My name is All-American Boy.
The sidekicks have this special class, and it's really messed up actually. Like, the kids don't even get to pick their names and costumes. They're assigned to a hero to do it for them. What kind of indentured servitude class they got going on?
Incoming!
After all that, we get this whole montage on how to be a loser forever. Those kids were frozen since the first day of class. They are not alive anymore. While they're studying, the dad comes home and he's wondering why Will was put in the class with all these dorks. And Will reveals that he has no powers, and the dad is treating it like he just came out of the closet or something.
So then you would be fine with if I was a sidekick.
Oh, yeah, sure, I guess. Are you serious, my brother?
Washed out! On the school. Tuition we pay them.
I'm proud to be hero support. So
Fine! What's 17 more years? I can always start again. Make another kid.
I just wanted to point out, you never question your son on what his power is. You and your wife both have superpowers, and you didn't even question which quirk he got. The next day at lunch, the little bully dudes mess with Will and Warren, and they end up getting into the squabble because Will was trying to flex on him.
I'm sorry that my dad put your dad in jail.
Warren messes with the nerd, so Will randomly gets his powers and protects the squad. After the fight, Miss Harris takes them to ISS, so Will tries to squash the beef.
What do you say?
If you ever cross me again, I'll roast you alive.
I'm scary.
Right. But you're the one that got cooked in the lunchroom though.
The swung his body to the side.
When he gets home, the mom is upset, but the dad is giddy as heck, so he buys him an Xbox. W dad. Will is moved to the hero route, and he gets to be the baddie's lab partner.
You've confused rays with beams. D!
Will's one of the cool kids now, so he can't sit with the homies. Yes, he can, just move and sit by your day once. He asks Layla on a date, and the bullies challenge him to a gym competition that they're undefeated in. They also always play on the villain side. This is a hero school, right? Is no one gonna clock them? Can no one see the signs?
Remember when we used to use real citizens?
What did he say?
Will is teamed up with Warren. They do their thing to save the citizen at the last moment. But before that, Will has to save Warren because the speed kid tries to kill Warren. Seriously, is no one gonna point out how villainous they are? The baddie shows up for dinner and the family loves her. But remember, Will was supposed to go to dinner with Layla. So she's just there all alone, and Bakugo works at the restaurant and shows up to chill with her to cheer her up. He's trying to pull, but she clearly likes Will.
Whoa. Remember her?
Disappeared right before graduation.
Yeah.
Some say she was recruiting villains at the school.
Will is going to the dance with Gwen. Her name is Gwen, by the way. And you can clearly tell this did something to them. This man is wearing a puffer and he got different hair. When has he ever worn a puffer? To get back at Will, Layla is going to the dance with Warren and he's all in since he hates Will. Gwen decides to throw a party at Will's place and he feels bad since his real friends aren't around. Gwen convinces him that he's delusional and they go to be alone. But by being alone, I mean in the special septum. And somebody hits a lick on a ray gun. While all this is happening, Layla pops up.
Where's Will? Avoiding you. I mean, hello? He's going to homecoming with me. You're just embarrassing him.
Since Gwen thinks she can pull this on him, Will dumps her and she crashes out.
You do not dump me.
I just did. You're dumb.
The parents show up and Pops kicks everyone out, but he's acting like he doesn't care a few seconds later.
Everyone out of this house!
Dad, I swear I didn't plan this.
All right, it's good enough for me. Are you serious, my brother?
William goes to the Chinese spot to blow off some steam, and War shows up to tell him that he's a terrible person.
Dude, you're so stupid. You must have been a real jerk.
Will you shut up, man?
You look like you could use a drink. Oh, don't worry, the bubbles are just ginger ale.
Whatever that man.
At home, Will notices something a little sus about this Sue Tenny chick from the yearbook. Then he notices that he got robbed. See, fellas, be careful who you open up to.
It's an evil world we live in.
The parents show up to the dance and Gwen reveals that she's actually a supervillain. She got this Iron Man Power Rangers get up and she ups the pole on dad and mom. Was this man about to confess his love to a literal infant? I'm telling you, you need to watch out for this man.
Bubbles are just ginger ale.
It turns out a good chunk of the students, at least the ones that matter anyway, were villains, and they trap everyone inside the ballroom. So it's up to the sidekicks and Warren Buffett to save the day.
Ladies, if I may.
Wait, dog, he doesn't even glow. His clothes do. He just wears glow-in-the-dark clothes. He snuck into Sky High. Everyone gets into these squabbles, and this chick is flexing hard as heck on Layla.
Aren't you gonna fight back?
I don't believe in using my powers for violence.
Oh, brother.
Go, Penny, beat. Layla, go, Penny, beat. This goopy kid finally decides to stand up for himself. I don't know why he didn't just do this the whole time. Turns out, this girl isn't the daughter of the villain. She is the villain, and all this man can think about is the fact that he kissed an old woman. Sidetrack, if she was turned into a baby, how or why was she raised to be a supervillain again? I mean, I guess it's true, you can take the homie out of the hood. Will and the baby lady get into it in the ballroom, and while that's happening, Layla goes back on her no fighting policy. And if you can remember, this scene was the one they used to always play in the promos. I don't know if it was in the original promotional since I was 2 when this movie came out, but for the reruns, they would always play this scene. I don't know, I just wanted to point that out. Woman Baby knocks Will out of the sky, but it turns out he can fly for some reason, and he comes back up to handle the business. Turns out Baby Maker rigged the school to fall, so Will tries to stop the school from falling on SpongeBob's house. I'm not kidding, Tom Kenny is here for some reason.
Told you we didn't need that extra insurance.
No.
Are you sure about that?
They save the school, and Professor Neutron takes a solution to unbabyfy everyone. You know how hot I would be if I was turned into a baby and the solution to my second life's problem was just solved in a matter of hours? For some reason, the villains are held in detention, which is the ultimate salt in the wound for the babyer.
I can't do anything more to help you. I'm not Wonder Woman, you know.
She can just say that? Like, Wonder Woman is... You know what I mean? Everyone gets who they want, including Ron Wilson, who turned into a big city-crushing kaiju. All in all, great Disney ending. So Disney UA was a pretty fun movie. I had even more fun watching this movie than I thought I would. In my opinion, it held up surprisingly well, even with the dated CG. I'm hesitant on saying I would like a remake or a reboot since I'm not generally a fan of those. But the story was pretty solid and the jokes were pretty funny too. My favorite character was the dad. He did not care about anything except looking cool. Kurt Russell was hilarious in this. If you liked it back then, you'll still love it now. And if you've never seen it, do yourself a favor and give it a watch. Maybe with your family, everyone will have fun. What do y'all think? Am I glazing this movie too much? Was it actually trash? What other movie should I make a video on? Like, comment, subscribe if you like my vibe. And glory be to God.
You're dumb.